Now this is from NEET 2017 from the chapter Thermodynamics. So the first question is thermodynamic processes are indicated in the diagram. This is a PV diagram and these are the options. Now these are the isothermal lines. So for this the temperature is 700 Kelvin. For this line the temperature is constant and it is 700 Kelvin. For this it is 500 Kelvin. For this one it is 300 Kelvin. Now there are several processes. This is process 1, this is process 2, this is process 3 and this is process 4. This is the initial state. For process 1 this is the final state. For process 2 this is the final state. For process 3 this is the final state, and for process 4 this is the final state. Okay, and you are asked to match the column. Column 1 P is process 1, process 2, process 3, process 4. Column 2 we have adiabatic, isobaric, isochoric and isothermal. Okay, and these are the options. Okay, now as you can see, for process 1 this is straight line. So for this line the volume is constant because this is the volume axis. So for this line volume is constant. So that means process 1 must be an isochoric process. So isochoric process. So process 1 isochoric is C. So P must correspond to C. Okay. Then process 4, if you see process 4, here the pressure is constant. Okay. From initial state to final state for process 4, the pressure is constant. So if the pressure is constant, it is an isobaric process, that is B. So process 4, that is S, is process 4. So process 4 must correspond to isobaric B. Okay, so P should correspond to C, S should correspond to B. Okay, now if we see the options, option 1 is P to C and this is P to C. Okay, but S to B, option 1 you have S to B, but here it is S to A, this is S to B. This can be correct, but this is wrong. So as you can see, this matches with these two results. Okay, so option 1 may be correct. Okay, let us now verify the other two conditions also. Q to A, process to A. Okay, process 2 and R to D, R to D. Okay, now that means this process 2 is adiabatic and process 3 is isothermal. Okay, now for this we need to know one basic concept, that for isothermal process we have the gas equation PV constant. Okay, so from this we have dP by dV is equal to minus P by V. For adiabatic process PV power gamma is equal to constant. So for this we have dP by dV is equal to minus gamma times P by V. Okay, so as you can see, for isothermal process, this is for isothermal process, this is for adiabatic process. Okay, so for adiabatic process it is minus gamma times P by V. Now gamma is greater than 1, so that means this quantity is more negative as compared to this quantity. So that means for adiabatic curve the slope is more as compared to the isothermal curve. So that means, see, if you see these two, process 3 and process 2, this is more steeper than this. So that means this corresponds to adiabatic process, this corresponds to isothermal process. So that means process 2 is adiabatic. Q corresponds to A. Now Q corresponds to A, this, and R, that is process 3, corresponds to D, that is this one. So option 1 is confirmed, it is the correct answer. So another question from the year 2017. A Carnot engine having an efficiency of 1/10 as heat engine is used as refrigerator. If the work done on the system is 10 joule, find the amount of energy absorbed from the reservoir at lower temperature. Okay, these are the options: 90 joule, 99 joule, 100 joule and 1 joule. Okay, so as you can see, the efficiency of the Carnot engine, it is given to be 1/10. Let's say this is the working substance and it absorbs Q2 amount of heat from cold reservoir and rejects Q1 amount of heat to the hot reservoir by absorbing 10 joule of work. Okay, from external source. Okay, so now see the efficiency, it is 1 by 10, that is work done by heat absorbed. Okay, so that gives, now work done is 10 joule, so from this I can write Q1, this is 10, so Q1 is equal to 100 joule. Okay, so this is Q1, that is the heat rejected, it is 100 joule. Okay, now this is 10 joule. Now if we apply principle of conservation of energy, this is 100, that is Q1, it is equal to 10 plus Q2, so that gives Q2 is equal to 90 joule. So option 1 is the correct answer.